Bro, I don't know how anybody can look at this guy's face and not just laugh. Okay, hold on. Let me play the clip. Neil Shenvi on the Phil Williams apparently, upcoming episode. Discussion about the spiritual threat of Christian nationalism. Wow, is Philip Williams really someone who cares about spiritual threats? I really find it hard to believe that guy has any spiritual concept in his mind whatsoever. Let's go ahead and play this clip here.
But he says outright, this is on Twitter, he says that, let's go to find the actual words. I want to be careful not to misquote anyone.
Okay, sorry. Look, is he not talking and acting like the autistic 14-year-old that you knew in high school, or 18 to 20-year-old you knew in college?
But he says outright, this is on Twitter, he says that, let's go to find the actual words. I want to be careful.
I want to be careful not to misquote anyone.
This is the idea of Heritage America affirms that, quote, the domination and preeminence of the European-derived peoples, their institutions, and their way of life.
Yeah.
He says the idea of Heritage America affirms that, quote, the domination and preeminence of the European-derived peoples.
What's his problem with that? What is Neil Shenvi's problem with that? I mean, just look at what his problem might be. His problem is that he wouldn't have dominance. Right? The problem is he doesn't have dominance. I mean, the dominance doesn't mean that brown people aren't there, but it just means they're not dominant. Whatever. But it is a white nation. The heritage of America is white. And that's just a fact of history. And you're not allowed to talk about it, you're not allowed to say it, because brown people don't like it. And they're in our country. Which, I mean, maybe there's a reason to stop letting so many in, if that's going to be a problem, if they're going to continue to have a problem with white people being the dominant, people in this nation. I don't know. I mean, it's our nation. So if you have a problem with that, why are you even here, Neil?
Their institutions and their way of life.
Yeah, their institutions, their way of life
is centered around the experiences and norms of Anglo Protestants. And then he goes on to say that they're these concentric circles.
How is that wrong? How is there anything wrong with that?
Goes on to say that they're these norms of Anglo Protestants. And then he goes on to say that they're these concentric circles of danger when we
this guy. This guy. There's no way this guy's white. I think this guy has to be a Jew.
Bring in people from outside of basically Western Europe. He says that there's a high correlation between that spectrum of danger to Anglo Protestants and the broadening circles extending out from Western Europe. Now, here's the amazing.
Interesting. And yet here you are attacking him and demonizing him. And you're not an Anglo Protestant. So that statement seems like it's right on the money.
Or terrifying line. Such that peoples like Indians or Southeast Asians or Ecuadorians or immigrated Africans are the least capable of fitting in and should be sent home immediately.
Well, here you are literally flipping out over the history of our nation. So yeah. So it's how is it not true that you're a problem? You're literally proving the point in this interview by doing this interview. Just proving the point. Like, are you so dumb? Are you so blind? Are you so retarded? Dude, Neil Shenvi's retarded. He's retarded. Look at him. He's actually retarded. Stop fighting against America. Stop fighting Americans. You're not American. You need to leave. You need to leave. You actually need to leave.